welcome back to the channel and some more Star Citizen Universe news. Now, in Around the Verse this week, hosted as usual by Sandy Gardner and Chris Roberts, of course, producer in LA, Eric Kieran Davis, gave us an update on what the LA studio have been working on recently. Now, this was a long and fairly detailed piece on what the LA team have been working on, and Eric told us about Sean Tracy and his special team, which tackles problems which are incredibly difficult to solve, and they actually come up with solutions no one even thinks about. Now, as was continuing to work on damage states for the ships, they've been working on some damage state systems for the physics for props to do with System 2.0. Amongst some of the other work they've been doing is animations for the player in the cockpit when he's idling, to make sure that he's got moving expressions. That's all tied in with animation. And they've also been working on something to do with meshes for the renderer, and this is to do with making things much more efficient. If you've got a t-shirt under a jacket, it doesn't need to show the t-shirt or parts of the clothing which are hidden. So all these systems are going towards making the game better and are needed going forward. Now, they also showed us a prototype, I believe, of a player interaction system with objects in the environment. Obviously another thing which is essential going forward with the amount of items the player will have to interact with. And they're working on updating the ship stats page on the RSI website, and also converting shops and hangars to a prefab system. This is to do with the object container streaming. Now, they also showed us some characters, some flight crew I believe, which will be in Squadron 42, some outfits, and they also showed us the new Explorer spacesuit, which does look very nice indeed. They're also working on new heavy marine and outlaw armour, and I believe the marine is pretty much done. Now, that's just some of what Eric Kieran Davis showed us, what they're working on. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check out the rest yourself. Now, there's a new concept ship on sale. It's the Anvil Hurricane. Now, this is a two-man fighter ship bristling with weapons, but it does sacrifice some shields. Now, it was an older ship in the lore of the game. It previously fought in the Tavaran War, but later on the UEE, once they started to have trouble with those Vandal, decided they needed the ship back. So they actually had it rebuilt, obviously to more modern specifications by Anvil, of course, and that's the ship on sale on the RSI store at the moment. Now, it is available in two editions. There's a War Bond edition where basically you just pay your money up front and you can't use any store credit. Of course, this does help to fund the game even more, or you can use whatever buying option you want to. Maybe you want to melt a ship and put the money towards getting yourself an Anvil Hurricane. Now, with the current efficient ship pipeline, especially for the smaller ships, they do anticipate that the Anvil Hurricane will be flight ready later in the year. Now, I'm a big fan of Anvil ships. I do have a Super Hornet and also a Gladiator, which does actually use the same entry method which you would use in the new Anvil Hurricane. So there you go. If you want to fight a ship which is bristling with weapons and a lot of firepower, but with the sacrifice of some armour, then maybe the Anvil Hurricane will interest you. And remember, all the money is actually going towards helping fund the game. If you don't want to buy the ship, you can aim to earn it in-game when the game eventually comes out. Now, this week's Happy Hour featured character art director Josh Herman. And this was a new format this week, and I think they'll be repeating it because this programme went down really well. Now basically they asked the community to vote on what alien creature Josh would create, and hopefully we'll see it in game once it's approved. Now basically the community voted for a 9-legged spider which flies. Now the 9th leg turned into a giant stinger, and it's basically really frightening, this creature. Now it was amazing to see and how Josh created. He really is a master of his art. Now there was an unfortunate but amusing incident which happened towards the end of the programme.
Dude, that's just a scale reference. So if we bring him in here, see how big he is right now. He's real big.
Oh, God.
That's unfortunate.
Now maybe that was a spider's 10th leg. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, and also it will help the channel a lot if you could subscribe. So until next time, wherever you're watching out in that big universe, you take care, and I'll see you all sometime soon. Bye for now. Cheers.